Let's talk a little bit about our favorite GameStop. Well, no, actually, let's start with the market. Here is the market. Here is the triple Qs, the Nasdaq 100, which is getting pushed by obviously Nvidia, and Apple had a massive week. Apple just gained $350 billion in market cap in 1 week because during the announcement they said the magic two letters AI. So every company's earnings now has AI in it. AI. Well, we'll see where AI ends up. We'll see how this all turns out. So this is the triple Q uptrend intact. No ifs and buts and questions about it. I have a channel that I have drawn that I'm kind of watching. Here's the channel that goes back. Let's see, that goes back 2 years, maybe. Yeah. So here's the bottom. There's a bottom. You connect. That is your uptrend, and here's your upper trend channel, lower trend channel. At the moment, we're at the upper, with the edge of the upper trend channel. Now, does that mean we're going to get a pullback? I don't know, but we're squeezing ourselves up there. There's another uptrend that was created. It was this one right here. You just connect once the market makes a higher high, you guys can connect the two lows. RSI is a little overbought short term, but doesn't mean really anything. Uptrend is intact. Is there a question that this is an uptrend? No. Yeah, market keeps grinding higher. This is, one thing that I want to talk about real quick is, remember guys, we've been talking about this for at least 2-3 weeks now. And there was this downtrend, on interest rates. This is the TLT. You guys can watch this. The chart, obviously. I had this channel drawn for months, going back to here. If you guys see my cursor, it's been going, rates have been going back and forth inside that channel until the previous week, not last week, right? What happened? Remember, in fact, if you guys go watch Power Hour from last week, that was the breakout that was happening, meaning interest rates are going lower. So when this chart goes up, that means interest rates are inverse correlation. So that means rates are going down. So rates started going down, pull back, and now rates are lower, right? The only thing we have is above the 200-day average now. This is saying that rates are going lower, and market's gaining more strength because of that probably as well. There is the only thing that's in its way now. There is a downtrend. There is this channel that I watch. The long-term downtrend is way up here. So that's going back 3, 4, 5 years right here. This is what has happened, right? This is zero interest rates up here. This is 5% down here. So upper left-hand corner is zero interest rates. That's during COVID times. They had to cut the rates to zero, obviously. And then the rates have been going up since, except that we had a little breakout here. The next one, resistance, is going to be in this highlighted channel that I'm highlighting. And everything is working out right now. Interest rates are going lower. That may create some housing activity. Market's going higher, and this is the S&P 500 right here. Uptrend, no question about it. Just goes up, goes sideways, creates a bull flag, goes up, goes sideways, creates a bull flag. Uptrend intact. No ifs and buts about it. No reason to question it. For me, it's really tough because my bias is negative, so I'm trying to stay out of trouble, not shorting the market. And everybody's favorite, Nvidia, up another 1.8% today. This, don't forget this bar. The stock just keeps grinding higher every single day. It's a $3.3 trillion market capitalization now. The only thing that I'm kind of watching for Nvidia is that you guys have to understand how far away a stock can get away from its 200-day moving average. Right here was the highest point. Moving average was about 60, and it was as high as 100, almost 98. So that's about 60% above its 200-day average. At the moment, we're about 64% above the 200-day moving average. Stocks don't do this. I mean, this is Nvidia. This is not GameStop. Okay. So they did issue the 10-for-1 split, right? So this is the split price, 132. That means pre-split, it's $1,320. Figure it out. Amazing chart, amazing uptrend. Hasn't even had a 2% correction since it broke out again right about 90 or 900. all it does is just keeps grinding higher. It does a little correction, continuation pattern, and keeps going up. All power to it. Will it continue? For all the long sake, yes. Now I updated my Tesla. Let's take a look at Tesla. A lot of people are asking me. It's down 4. As we know, Elon Musk got his $55 billion pay package approved. We talked about it last week. Tesla is still going sideways. Now it's trying to double bottom here. This is the support level right here. Still, jury's out. It's going to break one way or the other. That's why patience is necessary. Just waiting, not doing anything on Tesla. Apple had an absolutely barn burner blowout of. I mean, this is Apple. This is a $3 trillion company. Look at the move it took. It went from 195 to 220 in 2 days. It literally created 380 to $400 billion in market capitalization because they said the two magic words, and it made an all-time high. When a stock makes all-time high, see, you guys see this, all this period going sideways. Literally, Apple from July of 2023 all the way to now, it's been going sideways. Basically, it's just going up and down, up and down. It finally broke out. So is it going to take the next leg up? Probably. Technically, it should. It was resistance right here, right up here. Clear air. Nothing not to like about it. So let's go through a couple extra charts and then I'll answer questions and I'll say goodbye to you all. Well, let's look at everybody's favorite meme stock, GameStop. So GameStop had an interesting week. So did Roaring Kitty, aka Keith Gill. What did GameStop do? Well, when Roaring Kitty has $700 million of unrealized gains, he didn't sell. Okay. And then he goes, look, this is my YOLO trade. And 645,000 people watched him live in his live stream last week. And he said, this is my YOLO trade. This is the way I do it. It's not for everyone. YOLO meaning you only live once trade. And so far, all he did was he had 120,000 call options. June 20th, he exercised 40,000 of those. So at the moment, he owns 9 million shares of GameStop, right? He started, by the way, people, with $53,000 in 2019, 2020. 9 million shares of GameStop at the current price of 30, let's say, is 270 million. So his 53,000 turned into, his YOLO trade turned into from 53,000 to $270 million. Pretty good deal, right? He's a believer. But what the company is doing, there is only one winner in this, by the way. There's a lot of bag holders in the stock, okay? But what's happening is that the company is the winner. Because the retail crowd is so into it, they're following this Roaring Kitty guy so religiously. He's like a cult leader now. Every time he tweets something, stock goes up 20%. They call themselves diamond hands, right? They don't sell. They promise they're never going to sell a share. Well, who's taking advantage of this? The company. Ryan Cohen, who's the CEO of the company. They just sold 75 million more shares of stock and collected $2.2 billion into their treasury. Now, GameStop has about $4.5 billion in cash. Okay, now let's make sense of this. There is 425 million shares outstanding now. Okay, so $10 out of the 28.74 that it exists is in cash now. So this company, with the retail help, propping the stock up and keeping it up here, has been selling shares. They literally have sold 110 million shares in the last month, right? The company is issuing shares. Now, they're diluting the shareholders. I don't think people understand this. What's happening is that, though, at the moment, at 420 million shares outstanding at, let's say, $30, the company is worth $12.5 billion. Well, okay. Now, 4.5 of it is cash. Is the business that's losing money, bleeding money every quarter, is it worth $8.5 million? Is the enterprise value worth $8.5 billion? No, but there are technical issues with this. There are a lot of people who are shorting this for it to go, to cash value probably, because the business is not making money. But now, GameStop cleaned up all their long-term debt. They are holding $4.5 billion cash. Are they going to go invest this money properly? Are they going to buy another company in the area? Not a brick and mortar, but convert the company from brick and mortar to an online entity potentially. Are they going to go the Michael Saylor way? Are they going to buy Bitcoin? I don't know. But certainly the retail in just this stock's case has helped GameStop flourish, literally. And stock is 28.70 now. Roaring Kitty exercises options. He owns 9 million shares. He owns about 3% of the company. Retail owns a whole bunch of that 400 million shares, 20 million shares outstanding. And I mean, I don't know. It's a very interesting situation. If you talk bad about if you talk about bad about GameStop, I did one video, got 1,000 views. I think I got like 60 thumbs down because I said, "Hey, you bag holders, right? Why are you guys liking the stock so much?" Because I'm doing some fundamental analysis, right? And I'm going like, why? What is there to like about GameStop? It's losing money every quarter. What's so special about GameStop? It's a brick and mortar, video game seller. What's the big deal with this thing? And I got hammered. But then stock is 28 bucks, 28 and a half bucks. I think it's overpriced, but then there is a lot of illegal shorting going on. A lot of shenanigans are going on with the stock, but Roaring Kitty is the man. Deep effing value, he calls himself on social media as well, and his name is Keith Gill. Look, man, you can't argue with success. 53,000 has turned into, $250 million. How do you argue with that success? Like I said previously, I call my winners and losers. Alibaba, I got stopped out. Just like I said, I like the stock. It's absolutely broke down. I had bought the stock right about 80. My support was about 77, which was right here. When it took that out, sayonara, losing 4 points, getting out. If you guys bought it, you would have lost money with me. What else? Everything else, I'm gonna put the on my weekly watch list on the community page, as well as my little Robinhood account results at the moment. Uptrend continues. Will there be a pullback? Yeah, at some point, I'm pretty sure there will be. Is it imminent? I'm not sure, honestly. But all these things that I talked to you guys about, right? U.S. losing world currency status. Is it going to happen? Is it going to affect anything? I don't know. Time will tell.